What's your good side?
Can we record a podcast?
This is a story that happens in 4 parts. It's a story about why I traveled to another country in the middle of winter to record a podcast. Not just one, but 2 different podcasts.
Levi, you're so much taller than me. Am I even in this shot?
We named the podcast Make Stuff Club. The only admission is to be someone who is trying to make a thing.
Yeah, anything.
And the goal is to make good stuff.
Some money.
Make some money.
Yeah.
And as much as possible, avoid self-sabotaging your work, your relationships, and your life in the process.
That's my whole life goal, is like, enjoy the process, make enough money to survive.
Yeah.
And to like really stay on top of my mental health.
So that's the end of part 1. We've officially started a podcast. We already have 5 episodes out that you can go see over on our podcast channel, or you can subscribe to Make Stuff Club wherever you listen. Part 2 of this Hawaiian adventure, the crew assembles. You ready?
I got all my stuff, an empty cup and no clothes.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Marc Bon. Je mange de pommes de terre.
Who wants to drive? I'm happy to drive.
Yeah, so on these
This looks
cameras,
great. I understand why you guys like this camera.
it's the same as the FX3, basically.
What camera is this? Oh, it's a Sony. It is. I
Did not know that?
I thought it was. Yeah. No, I was genuinely like, oh, this is a Canon.
It's fine.
This is a great camera.
But don't flip out my monitor. It's broken.
So Mark Bone, Jesse Driftwood, and I traveled to Hawaii in the first days of December and rented a house together. The main goal I had going into this trip was frankly just a mental health break. Usually I like going into a trip trying to come up with some idea of what I'm going to make when I'm there. And I mean, if you're traveling all the way somewhere, I like to get a lot done when I'm there. So this was kind of unique in that sense, where usually December's the hardest month of the year for me. So I went into this purely just thinking I'm going to unplug, be present, and try to just spend good time with these people. And when I say these people, the uniting force that actually brought us all here at the same time to Maui is our host, Matt.
Another strap.
He gave me his strap.
So our host here in Hawaii, and the person who sent me and texted me the cheap flights, Matt.
Hey guys.
It is so good to be here in Hawaii in your space finally, because you did the Make Stuff challenge that we ran in.
Is that how long ago it was?
Forever ago, before Alaska, before my children, before our van, before the internet. And Matt's been saying for years that I have to come to Hawaii and hike.
Yes, the must.
The must.
And now you're here.
I'm excited to see Hawaii.
I'm excited for you to see Hawaii as well.
Can we
That's
go-
like my favorite part about Maui, getting to share it with people.
Can we go on a hike?
Let's do it right now.
Let's go on a hike.
Okay, let's go.
Across our 5 days we had in Hawaii together, we went on hikes like this basically every day. And aside from some mishaps that occurred, which I'll explain in a sec, I really enjoyed just getting out without a plan of anything to make.
We're doing it. My first trip, completely focused on just mental health. Let's just go and just be. I was gonna get an incredible shot of your jump.
Yeah.
And then I put the drone into the tree above us.
Oh! What did you get? What did you end up recording?
Nothing.
Oh!
Do you see it?
I can see it flashing. I'm gonna try and get it for you. Ready? Go. Yeah.
We got it down. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, Mark.
I have this obsession with gear and water on this trip. I put one foot down. I was like, that is not the way I want to go down. So when I went to stand up, I just was like, whoop, and then I slid down all the rocks and then ended up in the water. Big, look at the vents and water do together.
Perfect.
Perfect, great.
Liquid cooling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, liquid cooling.
There we go. Just a little bit of water.
This is less so about my process and more so about my footing.
While we did all these different hikes around Maui, our host Matt actually recorded episodes for his own show called Take a Hike. This was a lot of fun, and I had a great conversation with Matt. I'd actually love for you to go check out the episode and drop a comment for me. He's put a ton of work into these, and it's really fun seeing the different creators he's taken on all these hikes.
Yeah, that's
Take lots.
Gentlemen, how's the food been on this trip?
bag fries.
Oh, we got bag fries?
Bag fry. You want one?
Yeah.
Okay, there's one more.
Thank you. Just 2 more. Levi can have a bag fry.
This is, I don't know, this shot sucks and all my footage sucks and everything sucks, so.
I learned this super cool trick from an influencer named Jesse Driftwood. And you just...
How's it feel?
Feels great, actually. Surprisingly good.
Yeah, like really surprisingly good.
Yeah, like, whoa.
Like, whoa.
Like a whoa.
Look out, capture clips. Oh, I got it. Got it in there?
Just barely.
As I come through like the Slender Man.
What kind of shape are you in?
Feels like this. I got no climbing ability.
We're just starting. The parking lot's right there. And I'm already just panting.
I don't even know where we're going.
We're here doing hikes in Hawaii, and I was remembering kind of how our relationship started. And we were learning how to run at a similar time. I think you had me up on half a year, but we would put in AirPods and on late evening runs, have phone calls. And to me, at that time, it was such a, almost like a lifeline to have anyone else in the world that their process for making things felt even remotely similar to me.
Yeah. I have very vivid memories of those first like headphone runs, actually. I can picture where I'm running through this one parquet at like 11 p.m. and just chatting through some of these topics of, I think at that time, both still really struggling with making videos and trying to get out of a lot of that. For me, it was weddings and stuff.
Yeah.
And some of the corporate work and transitioning into turning, I don't know, more of my social work into an actual career.
Thinking about the conversations that we were having while on runs. That's where my heart was when I wanted to start doing recorded conversations, because I mean, now we both have young kids, we have families, and we're very gifted at procrastinating things. And there's a little bit less of the phone calls happening. And I was like, you know what? What if we started a podcast? And then
Very
we could,
original.
And then we could put it on the calendar.
Yeah.
I consume a lot of things that are very progress oriented. Like, hey, here's some tips for optimizing your strategy.
Yeah, right.
For getting better.
8 tips for a faster edit or whatever, yeah.
And I wanted to be able to spend more time both having conversations and hopefully providing a space where other people can listen to some conversations, where people are willing to sit in the I don't know and this is hard of doing modern creator life as a dysfunctional, neurodivergent individual.
Yeah. I mean, tell me if this feels true for you. Like, it feels like when you talk about like 8 tips or 5 tips, or whatever, to be this person, this productive person, like you're almost inherently acknowledging like that there is a thing that you're not, and you could be if you do this thing. And sometimes it's nice to have a space to just like be in the now, to exist in the process wherever you are. And it's not about you could be there, or this is where you don't even need to acknowledge where you came from sometimes. Sometimes it's just good to be like, this is where I'm at. Let's be honest with where I am. And then maybe you can start to consider like, where am I going next?
Because who you are is enough. It never feels like it.
Wow, that's so true.
Thanks for joining me into a glimpse of this 4-part story of our trip here in Hawaii. Mark and Jesse also made really rad videos that I'd love for you to check out in the description. But that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for following along, and remember, life's better when you make stuff.
I guess we somehow accidentally became an ADHD podcast too.
I know, you're right. And we even
How did we not know better?
we tried not to do that.